Hello folks from the Ubing Tube. This here is me, Winfried, and today it's the first video that I'm doing in this kind of style. I'm recording it with my phone actually. This is my desk. Look at this mess. Look at it. Messy, right? But this is something I got from actually a friend of mine, you could say. And it's just a Toshiba notebook. And if you look at the specs, I'll just pull them up, and I have to find out how to get the light off. Actually, the drivers are not installed on this particular notebook because I just reinstalled Windows XP when an idea came to my mind as I looked through the specs. It's an Intel Pentium. Wait a sec. It's an Intel Pentium 4 mobile CPU, 1.8 GHz, and 512 megs of RAM. And I love Macintosh OS in general, and you might know that the early Intel Macs were based upon Pentium 4s. So, as this son of a bitch stopped when I tried to install Tiger, I just laid the CD in, and it didn't came up. It turned out that the graphic card was faulty. This one is a flash PC card. It's a GeForce something someone gave to me, and with that it kind of boots, but then ends up in kernel pain, and this is just not good anymore. It just doesn't work. This basically is Linux I put on here to test it out if it would work with Linux, but nada niente. So what I came up of doing is Hackintosh this machine, this beautiful whatever laptop. I once inserted a Hackintosh distribution which I still had lying around, but yeah, it also came to boot bad as I installed it because I didn't know what I would need. Basically end up in crashing and I couldn't get it to run. Also it was 10.6, so I would have needed some kernels to do, you know. Basically what I want to do is I have a Hackintosh distribution with Mac OS 10, 10.4.11, I guess. I will just burn that to a DVD and we'll see how that comes out. Okay, the OS has booted up and you can see I have got a mouse, which actually works. So I will choose German as my language because I am in Germany. So it currently loads the installer of Mac OS. Actually, the mouse works perfectly fine on here, and I think you can fix the touchpad if you wanted to. I don't know if the keyboard works though, but if that doesn't, I will, plug in my keyboard that I have. I have lots and lots of keyboards, but no USB mice, So it says that the installation is prepared, and yeah, we'll just wait for that to finish. It has finished preparing the installation, and we now have the installer. So we first go on our disk utility, which is in utilities, and then you have disk utility right here. Of course it's all in German, so you cannot read it, but just trust me by the symbols, it is. You can see it right in when it has loaded. The installer fades, the program loads, and we should see our drive in here in a moment. It's loading like crazy, this DVD. I think it's pretty old, so that's why it's loading so long. Yeah. So basically we could select our drive, which is this one. Then we go over to partitioning, and we will have one partition on that, and we call it Macintosh HD like they do on real Macs. Macintosh. So that actually proves that the keyboard is working. HD. Mac OS 10 Extended Journaled. That's something you can do on a real Mac too. I mean, you have to tick the Mac OS 10 Extended Journal because it's actually the option that you need. And then, if you're Hackintoshing, you're familiar with that, you have to go to Options and choose GUID Partition Table instead of MBR, which is Windows. So we just click on Partition here, and we'll take a little while. You can see a spinny wheel if it's doing its thing. right down at the bottom. So this step isn't special, we'll do that on a real Mac too. So now we can quit out of that with Command and Q. And now we can continue the installation. There's our drive. Continue. And this is the special part. So here we can choose what we want to install. So basically I want to have installed X11 for GIMP. Apple software updates. Here we can see all the updates. We'll just leave it at the standard. Base installation combo. So if you select that, you see pre-selected base install combinations, install kernel, system patches, CACs, and EFI patches all at once. You still need to select graphics, audio, and or network drivers together with these. So I think I do have SSE 3, I believe in that, and we can do vanilla. Nope, we can't actually. SC2, no EFI support. Base installation, kernel including whatever you need, and okay, you need to add CPU power management remover for no HPAD systems. So we have that. Actually, do we have that? I don't know. I just don't know which one I should choose. So I have to look at the processor. Wait a second. Turns out we only have SSE2, so we install that one. And it doesn't do HPAD, so we have to remove it. So you can choose that one if you want, but I think we don't have to do that. Actually, I'm pretty much not sure what to choose here, except the Apple PS2 controller, the power management remover, and maybe the system profiler patch. Dictionary fix, maybe that's good too. So ATA USB controllers. What can we choose here? There we are. Good. That's what we want to do. It's for notebooks. There we are. We have an old graphics card in here. It's actually an NVIDIA one for mobiles. Audio drivers. I'll just select Azalea Audio, or generic AC97 audio is better for this, I think. Network drivers, I don't select anything here. Miscellaneous, speedstab.app is good, I think. System add-ons, I'll install every add-on that we have here. And now it's basically installing. We can skip the check if the disk is good. It says preparing installation. And I'll stop the video if we have a blue bar, and then we finally can go on, and I'll show you the installed system and if it boots. If not, we'll try it again in a second part video. So it just does its thing. It things around a lot. DVD drive is going like crazy, and there we go. There we go. Now it's starting the installation. It's doing the BSD subsystem and all the other stuff. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, it has installed. It wanted to reboot, but I cut the power off so we can boot it together. So let's do it. Let's get the CD out. And there's no boot sector. Well, that's a nice one. So let me just try to install a boot manager or something like that, and then just get back to you. So let me see if I can get it ready. So we'll try to boot with a CD, and if it doesn't work to boot from the drive, then I will go back to the installer and install a boot manager, and I'll be back in a sec. I think that is quite funny when booting OS X. I just noticed, look at this. Optimization changed from time to space, optimization changed from space to time, and that a couple of times. I mean, what kind of optimization is that? Time to space, space to time? Just wanted to tell you, need to install the bootloader. So finally, after like 45 minutes of installation, I got it to do anything. So minus V, and let's try to boot. I really do hope that it boots. And if not, I'll freak out, and I hope that I'll do a next part, or yeah, just look into it and get it set up, and if I do, I will show you in another video and what knows the error. But let us boot into the OS, possibly. And it doesn't do anything. Wow, that's nice. So now let's try some more options, shall we? Minus V, minus F, and minus X. It should boot in that mode, because that basically stands for do some save mode startup. And the hard drive is blinking, so it's not the problem, it's loading the files, but as soon as it wants to boot, it basically just goes, the screen goes black, and I think that's better for you to watch, and it reboots. So I hope to find a fix for that, and I'll keep you updated. Thank you for watching this video.